Music Good evening, and warm Wednesday welcome to More Music. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here at home as well on the live stream. Really looking forward to enjoying Dan Walsh's music in a bit. Could I just tell you about a few gigs that we've got coming up? So they would be Robin Hitchcock, 25th of September. Let's Spin, amazing punk jazz on the Sunday, 26th of September. Then we've got amazing Jane Dent, Me Lost Me, and Natalie Stern with Hymns for Robots, 9th of October. More Banjo Fury with Midnight Sky Racer, Sunday, 10th of October. Thanks for listening to that. If you need a drink at any point during this one nice chunky set that Dan's going to do tonight, just put your hand up and Glynis will see you at the back. She's there. So thank you very much for being here, everybody. Let's give it up for Dan Walsh.
Thank you very much indeed, thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Morecambe and beyond online as well. It's fantastic to be here, fantastic to play to, well, anybody, to be honest, after the last 2 years. It's nice to have real people in front of me instead of a screen, which is how I did most of my gigs during the pandemic. So thank you all very much for coming out. Very nice place. I did the obligatory tourist shot with Eric Morecambe earlier, which was very nice. Those first two tunes there were from the O'Neill's collection of traditional Irish tunes. And my sort of lockdown project was, I wrote a book, which was O'Neill's tunes for clawhammer banjo, which is the style that I play. And those were two of the tunes that I arranged for that. They were called Crabs in the Skillet, and Miss Crawford was the fast one. And I'm going to stay in Ireland for my next song. This is a traditional song, which I recorded a few years back on an album called Verging on the Perpendicular. No idea why I called it that, to be honest. Anyway, the song is about a stream in the west of Ireland called the Sulin, and that's also the name of the song. goes something like this.
Many rivers of Ireland have famed the world o'er, and now to that number I'll add just one more. It's a sweet little river I'll sing of to you. It's a stream called the Sulan that floats through Clontoon. It's not a great river, it's just a small stream, and in faraway lands many times in my dreams I have seen the dear Sulan way over the blue as it quietly meanders along by Clontoon. Days long ago, the itinerant class never paid a rent cent for a feed for an ass. They just turned them out loose like they all used to do, and grazed by the Sulan that floats through Clontoon. Well, there's fish in the Sulan and jarrogs galore, so why would you go all the way to Clonmore? You can catch all you want from Snipe Lodge to Classroot if you fish in the Sulan that floats through Clontoon. Well, they say Sulan waters can banish all ills, so forget about spas and quack doctors and pills. Just strip off your clothes down the old Mooney Room and bathe in the Sulan that floats through Clontoon. There's a bridge across the river not far from the plan. I have sported and played there from boyhood to man. Many's the horse cart to turf and an ass cart load too has crossed over the Sulan that floats through Clontoon. All around Clontoon harbour there are many fair scenes to compare with the best in the silence so green. But all of that takes second place in my view to that stream called the Sulan that floats through Clontoon. To that stream called the Sulan that floats through Clontoon.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, I'm going to carry on with a song written by a very good friend of mine. I suppose as musicians, we mix a lot with other musicians. That sounded wronger than I meant it to. Anyway, you know what I mean. Well, every now and again, a friend writes a song and you hear it and outwardly you go, oh, that's a great song, well done, that's really, really great. What you're actually thinking, of course, is I really wish I'd written that. And this song definitely falls into that category. It's by a great friend of mine called Mark Lemaire, who's a superb guitar player from, originally from Vermont, lives out in California now, and with his wife Cindy, who is a fantastic singer as well. And yes, I was watching a live stream on Facebook during the pandemic when I was not asleep and probably should have been. I just had my headphones in and I was watching this live stream and they did this song and I just thought, wow, that's amazing, I have to steal that. So I've stolen it, so I'm going to play it for you now. So this is a great song called Just Listen, and it's written by Mark Lemaire. Don't know if any of you are a singy kind of people, but the chorus is quite easy to pick up, so don't be shy. It's only us here and, the worldwide internet, so there's nothing to worry about. There's even a microphone for you, look. Here we go then. My friend had a hard week, or maybe a hard year. She wouldn't talk on the phone, so we sat down for a beer. She's not the type to say much, so I was in for a shock. Mostly I drank beer, 'cause mostly she had to talk about a job, and a boss, and a mind, and a life. All the way her back aches when she wakes up at night. The state of her country and the state of her knees. And she calls for another round. That's my body saying, please just listen. I need you to hear, just listen. Till the river runs clear. Tomorrow I feel better, but tonight I have to say, just listen and take it away. A soldier home from the war, hardly matters which one. His wife runs up to hold him, she's missed him for so long. And she feels his body stiffen, like he's still stuck in some place. And the strangest thing happened, he's got nothing to say to his wife about his life, or his time, or his men. Till the night she awakens, he's sitting up in bed, talking to the wall, like he's got some disease. And she puts her arms around him, he says, baby, please just listen. I need you to hear, just listen. Till the river runs clear. Tomorrow I feel better, but tonight I have to say, just listen and take it away. Take it away, take it away. Just listen and take it away. Take it away, take it away. Just listen and take it away. Been to church since I was 17, but I'll talk the ear off anyone about what it all means. There are nights I am afraid, and I wish that I believed, and I get down on my knees and I'd say, please just listen. I need you to hear, just listen. Till the river clear. Tomorrow I feel better, but tonight I have to say, just listen and take it away. Take it away, take it away. Just listen and take it away. Take it away, take it away. Just listen and take it away. very much indeed. Thank you. Thanks very much. That was a... God, I'm knackered after that. Thank you. That was a tune I wrote called Late Night Drive, which I did actually write during a late night drive. I don't mean I got a pen and paper, or indeed a banjo out while I was driving. But I quite often get these tune ideas in my head, and obviously you don't want to forget them, and normally it's quite easy because you can just get your phone out, you can record a voice memo, and you've just got a little recording there. But when you're driving, you don't want to be fiddling with your phone. But I do have hands-free in my car. So rather tragically, I decided that the best way to remember this tune would be to ring myself and leave myself a voicemail, which is just about the most depressing thing you can do in life, actually. So somewhere in the dark recesses of my phone is a recording of motorway noise and me going and somehow it turned into that tune. But that was very much an example of my love of bluegrass music, which, I started off kind of on Irish and Scottish music when I was a kid, because my dad's from Liverpool, which is essentially the same thing as being Irish. So I grew up listening to a lot of Irish stuff, but discovered bluegrass in a slightly peculiar way when I was 13, and I was watching Top of the Pops 2, which, for those not in the know, is basically it was a program where they showed archive footage from Top of the Pops from down the years. They stopped showing it, actually, because, the presenters turned out to be really dodgy. But what they used to do at the end of the show was show, like, a new single, and the new single on this episode was Man of Constant Sorrow from the film My Brother, Where Art Thou? And I thought, God, that's fantastic. So my dad went out and bought the soundtrack for me and never saw it again. And I fell in love with bluegrass. And this next song is one I wrote, but it's sort of a little bit of an nod to that, but kind of more to, I don't know, really, kind of poppy stuff as well, I suppose. And I normally tend to steer clear of kind of political, protesty type songs, purely because I'm not very good at writing them generally. But I felt quite strongly when the whole negotiations with the EU were going on about, there was a big debate about the rights of musicians to travel visa-free throughout Europe for like 90 days, just so they could still do their tours without it costing a fortune, basically. And I was slightly dismayed when it was in fact our side that originally turned this down. Happily, they have gone back on that now, so this song is very quickly out of date. But at the time, I was quite annoyed about it, especially hot on the heels of Rishi Sunak's "You can all retrain and do something else" remark. So I wrote this little song about that. As I say, it's as near as I ever get to verging into this dangerous territory. But this is what we should be fighting for. And pence, or measure it in time. There is no price if you sing it twice, and it provides a lifeline. But people won't hear people sing, thanks to your plot to be king. And many will just ask the question, why? Doesn't matter who said it, or where it was I read it. I can't do it freely anymore, but it is what we should be fighting for. Measure it in miles traveled, measure it by band. It was viable, if not reliable, to move each night from land to land. The music in the Spanish sun, but lots have lost and no one's won. And many will just ask the question, why? Doesn't matter who said it, or where it was I read it. I can't do it freely anymore, but it is what we should be fighting for. Why does it have to be measured? Why can't you just see the story's there, but you choose to care? But you don't have to agree with me. But we're not trying to be a special case, but no one needs what we now face. And many will just ask the question, why? Doesn't matter who said it or where it was I read it. I can't do it freely anymore, but it is what we should be fighting for. Doesn't matter who said it or where it was I read it. I can't do it freely anymore, but it is what we should be fighting for. Fighting for. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to carry on with 3 tunes which I wrote, and these are jigs. The 3 jigs which I wrote, and the first one's called The Bridges. I used to live in Newcastle. I went to university there and stayed on for another few years, and every time I go back and drive over the whichever bridge it is, there's like about 7 of them adjacent to each other, and it looks fantastic. It makes me think, ooh, I'm in Newcastle. So I wrote a tune called The Bridges, and then a second tune called Slow Progress. I have no idea why it's called that, to be honest. I think I just needed a name at that point. And then the third tune is called Plan B, which I named after a fantastic music venue I played in a place called Moncton in Canada, eastern Canada. Which is, well, has the distinction of probably being, because I have a very strict policy with myself, never to be drunk on stage, because that would be really unprofessional. And when I did my gig at Plan B, I was completely sober and did the gig, and that was fine. On after me were a funk and soul band, and I thought it would be quite a safe bet that they wouldn't need a banjo player. So I sat there grooving away to Stevie Wonder. It wasn't actually Stevie Wonder, just to clarify, but they were playing Stevie Wonder songs. And I was just sat there just thinking, God, this is great. I'm in Canada, done my gig, I can just relax and drink and whatever. Then they decided they needed a banjo player. So that is by far and away, and without a shadow of doubt, the most drunk I've ever been on stage. But it was a lot of fun. But anyway, this is a set of tunes called Plan B. Well, I must say, you're very nice. You make all the right noises. If it's a lively thing like that, you've got the woo down, which is great. But you're also not averse to the thoughtful which is very nice too. Don't know which one this is, but you can decide. Thought I'd give you a break from the banjo for a bit, because, well, everyone needs that. God, you must have had a crap night so far if you don't like the banjo, though, eh? Anyway, I'm going to play you a song which I wrote about a friend of mine called Pete, who lives in Stafford, where I grew up. And he's a bit of a celebrity in Stafford, to be honest. He's a street cleaner, so he wears like a high-vis jacket, but he's also quite a tall guy and has a very bright red and very, very tall Mohican that sort of goes about 3 feet above his head. And for this reason, sort of, I don't know what it is, but everyone feels the need to go up to him and talk to him about his hair. But then sort of topics move on. And he's sort of accidentally become chief counsellor to half the population of Stafford, basically. But he's one of these wonderful people who, just by giving people the time of day, I guess, just makes quite a big difference to people's lives, I suppose. And I feel that's something we've forgotten sometimes. So I thought I'd write him a song, and this is called Same Time, Different Place, which is kind of half from Pete's perspective and half from the perspective of one of the sort of people who goes and talks to him. The original inspiration to write the song was actually from Pete himself, who occasionally would share with me some of the glorious quotes he would overhear, because obviously just working in the centre of town, he overhears these brilliant bits of conversation. And the one that springs to mind is this little kid talking to his mum, and he said something quite rude. In fact, he said, I think he said, I can't believe this effing thing happened. But he didn't actually say the bad word. He did actually say effing. I don't know, do you spell that? E-F-F-I-N-G. He was kind of censored himself, I suppose. But nevertheless, his mum was horrified and said, where did you hear that kind of language? That's terrible. And he just said, Grandad told me that was better than saying basically. And I thought that was glorious. So I tried to kind of put that into the song somewhere. But anyway, this is called Same Time, Different Place. Oh, sorry, Nick, I forgot to unplug. Forgot to turn on the guitar. Okay, sorry. It's come around again, that moment when he heads to town to watch the world and sees an unlikely source of chat with a mohawk for a hat, who's always there when it comes around again. It's come around again, the time he finds a chance to say just what is on his mind, to the ever-willing ear who always seems sincere, who knows the time when it comes around again. Same time, different place, different day. Can't find a better way to say what he wants to say. Listening, he is a man who hears the most surreal things you can hear as he cleans the streets. The strangest folks he meets, what are they missing? He is listening. Same time, different place, different day. What he wants to say. young man that Grandad taught to swear, to the other man who can't quite believe that there's only one man in town with that hair. All these people say what they begrudge. It's the first to listen, but the last to judge. Throat, sorry. It isn't that, don't worry, I've had a test. It's come around again, the time when he says goodbye and runs along and then feels good about the way he got the time of day, and he looks ahead to when it comes around again. Same time, different place, different day. Wow, you're attentive. Good. So, I'm going to carry on with a tune of mine. Hello to anyone watching online, by the way. I sent a little reminder about this to my mailing list, and I've played quite a few times in New Zealand. And I got 3 emails back from the mailing list from Kiwis, and one said, geez, Dan, like, you know, I love watching you and everything, but that will be about 6:30 in the morning, our time, so maybe not. Fair enough. The other 2 said, we're back in lockdown for a week, so we need something exciting. So yeah, sure, we'll get up and watch you. So if you have done, then hello. You can go back to bed after this. Well, I suppose one of the best things about being a musician, you know, apart from all the money and stuff, is we do get to travel around a bit, ordinarily. I've been very, very lucky indeed to go out to India a couple of times. And I was invited out there in 2013 for a special sort of project where they put like a bunch of Indian musicians and a bunch of British musicians in a hotel for a week in Kolkata, or for 2 weeks, and said, just play some stuff, come up with some music. It'd be great to hear what you come up with. And they said, there'll be an informal sharing at the end, they said. Their idea of informal is quite different from mine. And we ended up doing quite a large event in the centre of Kolkata, which involved me playing a raga on a banjo, which, I mean, I was well up for and everything, but like, it's quite scary to do that in front of people who actually understand how it's supposed to sound. Scarier still was, I very foolishly said one night, possibly after some whiskey, that I happen to know a song in Hindi. I'm not going to do it, sorry. That ship has definitely sailed. But I just mentioned this one night and then was very surprised to look at the set list for the gig, and it was like, Dan sings Hindi. I was like, no, he doesn't. Anyway, I did come away from that trip feeling very inspired by the music that I'd encountered. And I wanted to write some stuff that was a little bit, you know, Indian influenced, but kind of with a nod to the music that I actually kind of understand. So I decided to write I've written like a whole bunch of tunes that are kind of like jigs and reels in form, but using melodic material from India. And this is one of those tunes, and this is called Whiplash Reel. Thank you. Well, I'm going to carry on with something altogether different. I haven't played this song for a while, but I was just thinking of it earlier and thought I might fancy it. It's a traditional song, which I recorded on an album called The Same But Different. Fairly typical song of its type, I suppose. It's about love and class division and good old-fashioned filth, really. It's, again, fairly typically, it's about a very rich lady who finds a very poor man impossibly attractive. It's amazing how many of these traditional songs take that particular form. There's no prizes for guessing who might have written some of them. But anyway, basically her father doesn't approve, and you can hear the rest of the story in the song. But this is called When a Man's in Love. When a man's in love, he feels stone cold like me not long ago. Like a hero bold to see his girl, he'll plough through frost and snow. The moon, she gently shed her light along my weary way, until I came to that sweet spot where all my treasure lay. I knocked at my love's window saying, my dear, are you within? And softly she undid the latch and slyly I slipped in. Her hands were soft, her breath was sweet, her tongue did gently glide. I stole her kiss, it was the miss, and I asked her to be my bride. Take me to your chamber, love, oh take me to your bed. Oh take me to your chamber, love, to rest my weary head. Take you to my chamber, love, my parents, they won't agree. But sit ye down, my hon, right fine, and I'll sit close to thee. Time I courted you against your father's will. You never said that you'd be my bride, but now, my dear, sit still. Tonight I'm bound to cross the sea, the far Columbia shore, and you will never, never see your youthful love no more. Many's the cold and stormy night I came to visit you, when tossed about by cold winter winds, all wet by the morning dew. Tonight our courtship's at an end between my love and thee. So fare you well, my favourite girl, a long farewell to thee. To leave me now, oh pray what can I do? I break through every bond of love to go along with you. Perhaps my parents may forget, but surely they'll forgive. For from this hour I am resolved alone with you to live. And don't talk of going away, my love, these words do break my heart. Come, let us go and marry thee before we have to part. And with a kiss the ring was closed and the wedding has gone on. From courtship's cares they are released, these two are joined in one. Thank you very much indeed. Well, I mentioned earlier I'm from Stafford, and well, I suppose in recent years, like many town centres, it's taken a bit of a hit owing to sort of rise of online shopping and pandemics, that kind of thing. There's a lot of nice architecture in the town, but quite a few buildings standing empty, and that, it's kind of sad, and I was thinking that's a suitably miserable topic to write a folk song about. But at the same time, I didn't really want to sort of tour around, because at that time, still pre-pandemic, I was touring globally, and I was thinking, well, I don't really want to go around the world going, Stafford's gone a bit crap. I thought I'd like it to be more cheerful than that. And I hit upon the... well, there's a lot of great people in the town who keep gigs happening and keep events happening and sort of have a great community spirit about the place as well. And so I guess this song is as much about them as it is about the state of the town, I suppose. So this is called Still a Town. Went down really well at Stafford Gatehouse Theatre when I sort of roundly criticised the local council for a lot of the decisions they'd made that had led to the sort of decline of the town. Because I didn't realise that pretty much the whole back row was made up of said councillors. There we go. I figure they're not here, so it should be fine. But anyway, this is called Still a Town.
Town. Look around the empty streets, there's much to get me down. Great places to drink and more, but few people through the door on the streets of the old town. I don't want to see this place go down. It's tight and dry, but there are those who want to pull it round. Hasn't run into the ground, but as long as there's people, there's still a town. An iconic building standing empty, the world's oldest grocer, it sure has been through plenty. But hope comes from seeing the place become a social and giving space on the streets of the old town. I don't want to see this place go down. It's tight and dry, but there are those who want to pull it round. Hasn't run into the ground, but as long as there's people, there's still a town. Sense of pride at the blocks outside the bank. But to those who meet and greet with the tens of people on the streets, you bring hope to the old town. I don't want to see this place go down. It's tight and dry, but there are those who want to pull it round. It hasn't run into the ground, but as long as there's people, there's still a town. I don't want to see this place go down. It's tight and dry, but there are those who want to pull it round. It hasn't run into the ground, but as long as there's people, there's still a town. There's still a town.
Oh, thanks very much. Right then, I'll do a couple on guitar, and then we'll go back to the banjo for the finale. One of the things I've always valued most is I've done quite a lot of work with music and sort of outreach. So a place like this really sort of appeals because they obviously do some great work here with young musicians and stuff. And I used to work for a scheme called Live Music Now, and they basically they're a scheme that was created in the 70s by Yehudi Menuhin, and the idea was to take on young musicians at the beginning of their careers and sort of pay them to go and play in places where music can really make a difference. So it's kind of had the dual aim of helping musicians make a living, but also bring music to people who had no real access to it and perhaps most in need of it. And it's been a continued passion to this day. In fact, it's been great because the last couple of weeks I've just started playing some care homes again, which is something I normally do quite regularly. And in fact, I was, put it this way, I think I have a new biggest fan. She's 103. She was in one of the care homes I played the other day, and she took a bit of a shine to me, to put it mildly. And it was great, actually, because at one point someone offered her a cup of tea, and she literally just went, "I don't want a cup of tea, I want him." which is lovely. Anyway, I do really, I'm very struck by the impact that music has. I play quite a lot of homes with people with dementia. And this next song concerns one of those stories. It was, it was a while ago now, actually, probably 2013 or something. And I played at a care home in London. And one of the residents was a guy called Glenn Mason, who was a singer and an actor in the 50s and 60s. And I played there every week for a couple of months or so. And when I found out about this guy, Glenn, I sort of went on the internet, found out some of his old stuff, and brought a few of his songs into the set to see what would happen. And, it was amazing, really, because at first it was really hard to sort of get him to sing at all anymore. You get the odd word, maybe. And a few weeks later, there was no stopping him. It was great. His voice came back, and his love of performing definitely came back, and it was like he just sort of found himself again, and it was a fantastic thing to be a part of. So I wrote this song about that. So this is for Glenn Mason, and this is called The Song Always Stays. These two stand before me with instruments in tow. The chairs all around me filled with people I don't know. I've heard that tune before somewhere, but I can't remember when. But it helps me perform again. I don't know when I got here. It may have been a week ago, or it may have been some years. Sometimes there's a laugh and sometimes a tear, but the song always stays. The audience is there, but I can't see the stage. The jet black hair is grey, and I start to feel my age. But that song line is taking me to that time of my life when the stage light shone so bright. I don't know when I got here. It may have been a week ago, or it may have been some years.
Sometimes there's a laugh and sometimes a tear, but the song always stays. Talk to me. It seems I'm not just history. I have a voice, I have a choice, a meaning beyond just sitting here. I didn't sing that song at all for 20 years or more. I sing it now to people who are dancing by the door. Once a week I'm me again, the me from times of old. And my story now gets told. I don't know when I got here. It may have been a week ago, or it may have been some years. Sometimes there's a laugh and sometimes a tear, but the song always stays. Sometimes there's a laugh and sometimes a tear, but the song always stays. But the song always stays. Thanks so much. Well, I've got one more on guitar, then one more on the other thing, and then I'm done. Well, when I first started gigging, sorry, I feel like I've told you my life story tonight. You probably know far more than you need to. Anyway, when I first started gigging, it was mainly in pubs, in Staffordshire first of all, and then in the northeast. Played some fairly rough places, to put it mildly, and generally the only way to sort of survive in these places is to either play crazy fast widdly banjo nonsense or songs that everybody knows. So I did a bit of both, and actually had quite a lot of fun, to be honest. It was great, but this particular song is from the latter camp, and I always just thought it's something I'd play in pubs. But when I was playing in a place called Norton Bridge in Staffordshire, in a legendary pub, which sadly is now gone, called the Railway, my legendary banjo teacher, George, came to the gig, and I think he'd had a few, to be fair, but he said afterwards, this song's by Paul Simon, and he said afterwards, Dan, that Paul Simon thing, that's great. Why have I never heard you do that before? I'm not sure where he's from now, but anyway, and I said, I said, well, you know, like the only place you've seen me play before is a folk club. Now, folk clubs are brilliant things, really brilliant things, but there are like one or two that are quite choosy about what they like. And the one that George had seen me play at was kind of one of those places where, you know, if it wasn't the 16-verse ballad about incest or sheep or something, then they weren't that bothered. So I didn't think a Paul Simon thing would exactly be their bag. And I put this to George, and he just said, well, I don't care. I think it's fantastic. I think you should play it everywhere. So I took his advice, because he's usually right, and started playing it everywhere. And then it became a little bit of a problem, because I was becoming more known for this sodding Paul Simon cover than I was for actually playing the banjo. So I kind of quietly dropped it for a bit, but it made a reappearance a couple of years ago. And I just love playing it, to be honest, because it's great. So you'll probably know the song. Feel free to sing. And this is called, well, you'll know what it's called. It goes like this. the street and says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot of redemption. Don't want to end up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. Bone digger, dogs in the moonlight, far away from my well-lit door. Just to be a belly, get these mutts away from me, you know. I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. But if you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you can call me out. Man walks down the street and says, why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention. All my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? What if I die here? Who'll be my role model now that my role model is gone? He's up back down the alley with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl. All alone, there were incidents and accidents. There were hits and allegations. But if you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. I can call you Betty, Betty when you call me, you call me out, call me out. Street in a strange world. Maybe it's the third world, maybe it's his first time around. Doesn't speak the language, he holds no currency. He's a farm man, he's surrounded by the sound of cattle in the marketplace, scatterings and orphanages. He looks around, he sees angels in the architecture, spinning infinity and says, amen, hallelujah. Betty, when you call me, you can call me out, call me out.
Thank you very much. Oh, I especially like the, oh yeah, that was nice. Well then, I'm going to do one more thing, and then if you're familiar with how these things work, I'll pop off there, and then I can probably do another one after that, if you like. But I'm going to finish up as I started, really, with some tunes. I'm going to start off with something slow. I'm going to start off with a tune called Jox's Tune, which I named after a pub in Stafford called, it's called the Market Vaults now, but it was called Jox O'Brady's at the time. And it's where I started gigging, really, when I was 16. And I've been playing there, well, pretty much once a year since, apart from the recent times, of course. Oh, and 1 year when a complete nutter pillock took it over, but he's gone now, happily. But anyway, I'm going to go from that into a tune called The Vaults, which I named after the same pub once it became the Market Vaults. And then it's quite worrying to have two tunes named after a pub, isn't it? Anyway, then a tune called The Swallow's Tail, which is Irish, and then a tune called The High Reel, which is also Irish. Just like to say a massive thank you to everybody at More Music, but particularly to Rick and Mick. Rick and Mick. Hey, there we go. So Mick's been on the sound at the back, and then Rick has been broadcasting to all of you wherever you are. And a massive thanks to Ben, who's been probably just about the nicest artist liaison-y person I think I've ever met in my life. He's just been absolutely brilliant all day. So thank you very much, Ben. You're a star. And, most of all, thank you so much to you for coming. It's just wonderful to be doing a real life gig again. And here's fingers crossed that it keeps on going. And quite, exactly. Lovely to have you with us, though, online people. If the other thing is, I have CDs, which are at the back there, and it'd be marvellous if you can relieve me of some of them. I mean, there is a certain exchange involved in doing that, but if you want to have a look at them, there's quite a few of my albums there. And I have a contactless card machine as well, so you can pay by card if that's easier and safer and all that. Anyway, enough rambling. This is Jock's set. Thank you. Sorry, it's a long way over there. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm just going to finish you off. That's not right, is it? I'm going to finish off with a quick song just to round things off. And this is my usual one I do at this point. It's by Lester Flatt, bluegrass legend. Also a fantastic version by Dolly Parton, which is actually where I first heard it. And it involves you. So if you just want to make your way on stage, no, I'm joking, no. So it has a little call and response chorus. It's very, very easy. I sing from now on, then you sing from now on. Then I sing all night long, then you sing all night long. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. So from now on, all night long. And the little tagline at the end is, I'm going to sleep with one eye open from now on. And that's all you need to remember. Just heard someone going over that again. So it's from now on and all night long. It's great. I did this on Zoom, actually. It's really funny, because during the pandemic, I did quite a few Zoom gigs. And you normally keep the audience muted, because otherwise it's just chaos. You can just kind of hear everything. But for the encore, I thought, you know what, who cares? Let's just unmute everybody and do it. But of course, the only trouble with that is there is a slight delay on the internet. So you get from now on, from now on, and you just hear everything a little bit late. I had a similar experience in California, but for a very different reason. But anyway, this is I'm Going to Sleep with One Eye Open, and thank you so much again. And do stick around for a chat afterwards at the CD table. I've got a mask and there's hand sanitizer and everything, so we can have a socially distanced chat. That would be lovely. Here we go then. Well, I just found out today the little game you play while I've been sleeping all my life away. You've been stepping, so they say, between midnight and day, and you better sleep with one eye open from now on. From now on, all night long. You won't have the chance to treat your mama wrong. You've been stepping, so they say, between midnight and day, and you better sleep with one eye open from now on. You thought you were being smart, breaking my little heart, and leaving me to spend my time alone. Well, I've got news for you, your little game is through. You better sleep with one eye open from now on. From now on, all night long. You won't have the chance to treat your mama wrong. You've been stepping, so they say, between midnight and day, and you better sleep with one eye open from now on. There's a honky-tonk down the road, just about a mile or so, and I understand that's where you spend your time. Well, I've got news for you, your little game is through. From now on, baby, you'd better toe the line. From now on, all night long, you won't have the chance to treat your mama wrong. You've been stepping, so they say, between midnight and day, and you better sleep with one eye open from now on. From now on, all night long. You won't have the chance to treat your mama wrong. Stepping, so they say, between midnight and day. You better sleep with one eye open from now on. Yes, I'm gonna sleep with one eye open from now on.
Thank you on the prom one day.